Get back here right now. What did you say?
I said, have a great day.
That's not appropriate notice. Read the court rules. You want to represent yourself, you're going to have to read and understand the court rules. And that's the problem. You can pull things off of AI, but you need to understand when you filed, you claim she was proceeding under state law. She wasn't in front of the jury. Listen to me. Look at me. You're going to end up in the back. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You are proceeding in peril of significantly affecting your life because of your anger issue and your lack of any respect for authority. Don't argue with me.
I'm not arguing.
You are not to argue with me. They do not pay me enough money to argue with you.
Okay, sir.
You got it?
Are we done here?
No. No, we're done when I say we're done.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, you are going to get yourself in a lot of trouble.
261-509-05 A and B.
Sir, let's go ahead and see the hall order.
Your name, ma'am?
Shannon Phillips.
Ms. Foley Carter, your name?
Required in Buffalo Township.
1 second. Why don't you write the ordinance section? All right, so look, I looked at the videos. You have to understand, you can't file motions 2 or 3 days before the hearing. Okay? You can't do that. She filed responses this morning, right?
Last night, yes.
You filed one to one of her motions this morning. I got to read those.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, you can't file a motion 2 days before the hearing and expect her to have ample opportunity to respond. So I'll reschedule those. The only one I'm going to handle right now is the motion to dismiss. And then I'm going to go on to one other little one, but you can argue your motion to dismiss. Now, Ms. Phillips, I want you to listen to me, please. I know you're not going to want to do this. It's okay. But I still am going to strongly encourage you to have a lawyer. I'll be happy to appoint you.
No, sir. And I'm gonna respectfully decline, considering that the last counsel that was forced on me suppressed my defense and wasn't any help. So I don't want an attorney. I can proceed by myself. And then I was going to ask for an adjournment because I just received 21 attachments. The rest of the discovery, the CAD logs, the use of force reports, the surveillance from inside the police station, just last night. And I requested that April 29th, and just got it yesterday.
When did you fill out your motion? Let me just cover this with you. Mr. Pelland, would you have a seat somewhere else, please? Mr. Kimikai, can you have a seat somewhere else, please? Ms. Foley Carter, have a seat at prosecution table. Ms. Phillips, have a seat at the defense table, please. Ms. Phillips, I want you to listen to it. I remember my father, he was a great judge, telling me 50 years ago, the lawyer who represents himself as a fool for a client. Now that's a lawyer representing himself or herself. I didn't force anything on you. I don't, telling you, you are going to be much better off. The main part of my function here is to make sure that you get a fair trial. Ma'am, please let me finish. That's what it is. Make sure you get a fair trial.
That's the same thing Judge Heston said, and I get a fair trial.
Ma'am, let me finish. You're getting angry. And that's one of the reasons you shouldn't represent yourself. I'm going to tell you something that you can believe or not believe. This is the greatest profession in judicial system in the world. there's not any better. Your anger is going to be so apparent to that jury. I'm afraid you're going to hurt yourself significantly. They're already going to see the video of the booking, which I observed, by the way. That doesn't bode well for you. And number two, if you showed the lack of respect in here that I sensed that you might have down there, busting into the judge's courtroom while she's talking to the jurors after the verdict and start yelling, you and I are going to have a very big problem. You have every right to represent yourself, but you're going to be stuck complying with the rules. It's one thing to take AI stuff and fill it out. Ma'am, let me finish. It's quite another to try a jury case. I don't know your level of education. I'm kind of impressed what you put together, but your anger, ma'am, your anger is going to thwart your ability to get a good, fair trial here. And I'm telling you, you can represent yourself. If you want me to have a lawyer represent you, I will. You said no 3-4 times to me. If you want me to have a lawyer sit by and help you during the course of trial, I will. But I'm telling you, you're not going to show your anger in here. And I didn't talk to Judge Hessen about this, but I've heard enough from staff members. Anger doesn't go well with jurors. And I'm not going to put up with yelling and screaming and blurting out and doing these other things that were expressed to me that you did. You want to represent yourself? That's fine. But I want to caution you. You are going to hurt yourself. That booking video, whether you think you're right or not, showed the extent to which you have an anger issue, and that's fine. It's fine. Everybody has issues. It's not going to help you. It is not going to help you. And I'm here to caution you that no juror in the land appreciates people acting disrespectfully and within. Now, I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you sure you don't want a lawyer to represent you? Pardon me?
I'm sure I don't want a lawyer.
Are you sure you don't want a lawyer assisting you during the trial?
No, sir.
Okay, now, so then let's get this straight. You understand you're going to have to conduct yourself professionally, right?
Yes.
You understand I'm not going to put up with that nonsense that I hear when I'm in the other courtroom, right? You blurting out in front of a jury like that is absolutely outrageous. I've been in.
Because I was being suppressed.
Don't tell me this. You don't act like that. You have the right to appeal. Greatest system in the world. You have the right to appeal. You have the right to advance arguments on appeal, but you do not have the right to act unprofessionally. I wouldn't put up with it from a defense lawyer, a prosecutor, a police officer, and I can promise you I'm not putting up with it from you. And I'm trying to tell you, for your own protection, I'd like you to reconsider having a lawyer. Have you responded to all of her arguments?
I was just handed a number of motions this morning.
I'm not putting up with this motion filing garbage all the time either. What's the substance of the new motions? You can't just come in and give prosecutors a motion hearing on the date of the hearing and expect a judge to hear it. I read this, believe it or not.
Well, I could have mailed it to her, but she just responded to my motion to disqualify her yesterday, and so I prepared my
Because you didn't
response.
file it till what did you file it? The 18th it was timestamped. Yesterday was the 19th. When did you want to respond? On the 12th?
I mean, she gives me the discovery 12
Ma'am?
days later,
Ma'am?
the night before court, and this isn't the first time. She's always giving me discovery the day before court.
You filed a motions on the 18th. That's inappropriate. I could quash the motions and not hear them. That's not appropriate notice. Read the court rules. You want to represent yourself, you're going to have to read and understand the court rules. And that's the problem. You can pull things off of AI, but you need to understand when you filed, you claim she was proceeding under state law. She wasn't proceeding under state law.
That's what I'm talking about, but that's fine. Everybody wants an adjournment. I'm fine with an adjournment. I'm setting a date for filing all motions. And that's it. There will be no other motions until we have the jury trial. So, I didn't get a chance to read any of yours, and frankly, ma'am, I didn't get a chance to read whatever reply you had today. You can't just walk into the courthouse and give us these. Now, we're going to proceed in an orderly fashion. We're going to set a new jury trial date because I can't possibly get all this in and have a jury trial date. Now, I want to save you some time, Ms. Phillips. Let's first pick a motion hearing date, Heather, and a jury trial date in October. We're going to set a jury trial date of October the 30th, unless either one of you are not available at 8:30 in the morning, Clark. So you're going to get 3 dates, and you have to write down your jury instructions that you two are going to hopefully agree on by October the 9th. I'm taking all these home. I can tell you, I'm not going to grant your motion to dismiss for reasons that I've stated on the record. I want you to know I did look at the video. I want you to know I didn't even read any of these responses on this. You didn't have a response until this morning, and rightfully so. You only got it on the 18th. She's right. I'm not going to let anybody talk about the fact she was charged with or convicted of stalking and or telephone harassment in front of Judge Hessen last week. So we're not going to bring that up. There was a second component of that. I think that it's appropriate only that the jury be instructed that, and I'm going to allow testimony that she was in there for purpose of submitting the fingerprints pursuant to a court order, but there will be no mention of the charges, no mention of what the charges were.
I understand, Your Honor. I conceded that point in my.
You did? Okay. And then what were the other things she brought up? What was the other one I tended to agree with you on? What was your second point? What was?
The motion, you're talking about the motion in Lamine?
Yes.
Let me find it.
At any rate, I can go over all those with you. Listen, guys,
So you said you watched the video?
I did.
Okay, and you feel like I deserve to get beat up or busted lip and all
Now,
that?
see, like if you pull that nonsense,
You saw me swinging and hitting the police?
if you start to, first of all, let's become abundantly clear. I'm not a witness.
No, you're.
I'm not a witness here. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And if you pull that nonsense with me in front of the jury, listen to me, look at me, you're going to end up in the back. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You are proceeding in peril of significantly affecting your life because of your anger issue and your lack of any respect for authority. It was abundantly clear to anybody watching that you were simply going to be uncooperative. Now, whether they were justified in their actions is a question of fact for the fact finder here, the jury.
I was uncooperative.
Did you hear what I said?
I did.
All right, don't argue with me.
I'm not arguing.
You are not to argue with me. They do not pay me enough money to argue with you.
Okay, sir.
You got it?
Are we done here?
No. No, we're done when I say we're done.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, you are going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. You act anything like you acted down there, I'm telling you, you're going to end up in the lockup. And no, I'm not done.
Okay.
I said I will tell you my reasons, but you're not going to argue with me when I make a ruling. Here, at the time of the jury, or any time during the course of this case. Frankly, your stalking and telephone harassment are much more serious charges.
I was wrong.
And you're going to get to deal with those. So I was simply going to suggest that the two of you might wish to figure out a way to resolve this. I can tell everybody wants a trial, and that's fine. That's what I'm here for. But they do not pay me enough to argue with you. They don't. They never will. And if you raise your voice with me like that again, you are going to find yourself in severe jeopardy. Do we understand one another? Good. Case is adjourned until I can read these motions. Watch your mouth. Come back here.
Just don't sit down.
Get back here right now. What did you say?
I said, have a great day.
You better watch your mouth. You think I'm gonna put up with the nonsense that you gave them in the police department? You are dead wrong. I know you did. You don't think you do. You have a serious anger issue. I know. Now leave here quietly. If I hear that thing bounce out of there, you're gonna end up in the back.